Thank you, and I apologize in advance for the short notice on this event, but I wanted to make sure that we had an opportunity to address these allegations directly. So good afternoon. Thank you for joining me here today in order to address the various allegations regarding the use of the purchasing card, also known as the P card. After consulting with the solicitor's office, who also serves as the solicitor for the city controller, we believe that the city did not violate the State Ethics Act in regards to the engagement for services for Mario Ashkar. This opinion stems from the definition of public employees and their previous role as special events coordinator in the Department of Public Safety, and that the role did not meet the threshold as defined by the State Ethics Act, which includes: 1, have a role in making or recommending official actions regarding procurement, administering or monitoring grants or subsidies, planning or zoning, inspecting, licensing, regulating, or auditing any person or any other activity where the official action has an economic impact. 2, was the post-employment activity within 12 months of employment. 3, did the post-employment activity consist of representing a person on a matter before a governmental body? And 4, when employed, was the individual associated with or have substantial participation into the particular matter before the body? All of these conditions must be met in order for a violation to be present. It is clear that items 3 and 4 are not met, and that item 1 is subject to interpretation. As such, the opinion of the law department is that this is not a violation of the State Ethics Act. The assertion that the city paid Mario Ashkar after the administration was made aware that charges would be filed against them are false. Mario Ashkar was informed that even though the engagement for services was slated to run through April 30th, the city said it would only pay for services rendered prior to April 23rd. The payment pending before council tomorrow is the final payment for services rendered prior to April 23rd. City Parks uses the P card to hire performers, face painters, balloon artists, and others for recreational events, for which a P card is an allowable manner of payment, and which is authorized by an annual omnibus resolution of council. Each of these transactions is logged and approved through a public process and go in front of council for approval on a regular basis. Parks made the assumption that payment for Ashkar could be done this same way. However, an internal investigation found that payments to Ashkar should have been classified as a professional service engagement requiring a separate contract and payment by departmental invoice. As a result of the violation of this policy, we will initiate the standard disciplinary procedure for the employees involved in the transaction. We will also explore additional process safeguards to catch violations of the P card policy earlier in the process and conduct refresher training for staff assigned P cards. And an additional level of scrutiny of non-contract expenditures will also happen for the department for the next year. This appears to be an isolated incident, but as such, the Office of Management and Budget will be examining existing policies in order to provide better oversight and management of the P card system. We welcome and will fully cooperate with an audit of the P card process by the Controller's Office if she deems it appropriate to initiate one. I will not take the question.
Can you talk about what type of discipline that would be, Maria, and how many people could be disciplined?
Due to the nature of human resources, we can't speak specifically to the disciplinary actions taken, but there is a disciplinary process in the
What are some of these additional safeguards that you're
I thank you, but we will not be taking comment from the folks with that at this time to stand in solidarity with the workers on strike. Okay?
Can you describe the work Ashkar was doing that was compensated through the card system?
Ashkar was working as a contract employee providing support services for the farmers markets. So helping bring additional activities to them, helping with the setup and arrangement and flow of those events, and help make them more accessible for residents.
What was his role within the city when he was a more formal city employee?
So Ashkar was formally employed by the city of Pittsburgh in 2022. That employment period ended in November of 2022. He started in June of 2022. At that point in time, he was employed as a special events coordinator inside of the Department of Health.
So some of these services that he was being paid by the P card did happen before the 12 months, but if I'm clear, what you're saying is all of those things need to be met.
Correct. All of those standards need to be met in order for it to be a violation of the state exact. And this was the opinion that we received from our solicitor.
Can you describe the nature by which Ashkar and the city parted ways?
So we informed Ashkar that we would not be pursuing forward with the engagement for services and that it would end on the 23rd.
I mean, when he was previously an employee.
All I know is he is no longer, he is no longer.
You can't say whether he resigned or was fired.
Not at this time.
And so when you did part ways recently, it's due to the charges from the incident on the north side?
Correct. Once the city was notified of the charges and the relationship to Ashkar, we notified Ashkar that we would be not moving forward with the finalization of the engagement services, which would have been April 30th, instead only with paper services prior to engagement.
Have you identified any additional safeguards that can prevent this from happening in the future?
So that's one of the things that the Office of Management and Budget will be undertaking, is an examination of the policies, regular and ongoing retraining of staff that have utilized the P-card system to make sure that everybody is aware of these policies.
To this point, it's kind of up to city council or a staffer to sort of themselves audit these P-card processes. There's not a more formal control measure in place. You believe that there should be one.
That is a question that we're currently examining, and why the Office of Management and Budget is currently examining their policies and procedures to see if there's greater oversight and management that would need to come out of this process.
Anything else that, is there anything from the mayor? Is this disappointment? Is it frustration? Anything that he has relayed to you?
I think, I think from our perspective, we want to be as open as transparent as we can with the city and a variety of topics. And this is why we wanted to get up and address this right away. These are serious allegations about the administration, and we work with you to be able to answer these questions. We're really looking forward to being willful and cooperative and sort of audit the control which is taking place. But we stand firmly on the side and the direction from the Solicitor's Office in terms of any violations of the law.
You went to lengths to talk about the legality, the issue of whether it was a violation of the Ethics Act. Does the mayor or anyone in his administration, they have any feelings on the spirit of this payment? Or how it appears?
Yeah, as I addressed, this was a technical violation of the P-card policy. So that is why we have undertaken formal disciplinary actions against those responsible. So we are working to make sure that this doesn't happen, and we let residents know that we take these issues seriously. And this is Parks is sort of different than a lot of our other departments because they do a lot of these smaller transactions through the P-card process, just for the constraints of having to do a contract for the face painter at a farmer's market, right? So that's why Park was sort of given this authority under the omnibus resolution that is approved by council.
Did Ashkar provide any services beyond that April 23rd date that he will not be compensated for?
No. Any other questions? Thank you very much.